What is up, Credits? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Zone 1 event week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for April 24th through April 30th, 2025. The current prize right for this week is the Lampadati Tropos Rally. It's primarily based on Lancia Stratos and has a normal price of about $800,000. To get it for free this week, you have to get top 3 in an LS Carmade Series race with surprisingly no days in a row requirement this week, so very easy to acquire. In regards to performance, in the sports class, it is an above average performing car in the class. It's not very quick, but it's a ton of fun to off-road with, being a rally car and extremely stable off-road as well. Although it does have quite a bit of understeer, but I guess that helps kind of sort of balance it out. And the styling to me is phenomenal, along with the pop-up headlights, just an overall great little car. Continuing to the test ride vehicles, we have the Ferrari GT, the Massacro race car, and the Damon, and all three are Moo website vehicles. And for current gen console and PC users, we have the La Cruz as a HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Continuing to the casino podium vehicle, we have the Albany Cavalcade XL, which is pretty strange considering it was just on the podium about 2 months ago, but anyway, it's primarily based on the 5th generation Cadillac Escalade V, and has a normal price of about $1.6 million. It's in the SUVs class and is a mid-tier performing vehicle in that class, so not all that quick sadly. Rockstar unfortunately didn't give it the performance like an actual Escalade V, but more like a standard Escalade, which is a real shame. But the styling and customization was done extremely well, and I think it's definitely worth owning. In terms of the dealership cars this week, in luxury autos we have the Dorado and the Envisage. Continuing to Simeons, we have the Riata, the Bodhi, the Pagali, the Revolter, and the Tornado Rat Rod, and all these are Moo website vehicles. Continuing to discounts, starting off with the property discounts, we don't really have any properties on sale. However, we do have 30% off the Terabyte and 30% off the MLC, plus the upgrade / renovations for them. And we also have 30% off the Brickade 6x6 if you decide to buy it, which will include the Acid Lab installation for it as well. Continuing to the vehicle discounts, starting off with the Legendary Motors website, we have 30% off the Comet S2 Cabrio. So this one's in a sports class and is a mid-tier performing car in that class due to its poor handling and acceleration, but thankfully Rockstar gave the Cabrio a much higher top speed compared to the regular one of almost 130 miles per hour, which is very impressive. That literally rivals the top 10 supercars for top speed, which is incredible. And of course, combining that with the phenomenal styling and customization, that makes this a great grand touring car. Next up, we have 30% off the Xeno. So this one's in a supercar class and is a mid-tier performing car on most tracks. Its handling really isn't all that great, that's really where it suffers the most, but the top speed is fantastic, being in top 10 excluding HSW. It also has some pretty unique styling and some decent customization, a pretty decent car to own. Moving along, we have 30% off the Growler. So this one's in a sports class and is an above average performing car in that class, being in top 30 for most tracks, which is pretty decent. And of course, it's pretty competitive in tuner races as well, depending on the track. And it has great customization, being a tuner's DLC car. Great deal on this one. Moving on to the Siren San Andreas website, we have 30% off the Walton L35. So this one's in the off-roads class and is a mid-tier performing vehicle in that class. It's decently quick considering what it is, pretty good at off-roading and customization as well. Not a bad overall little truck. However, I do think it's a bit overpriced even with this discount. Next up, we have 30% off the Tulip M100. So this one's in the muscle car class and is a mid-tier performing car in the class for track performance. It has good customization and styling as well. However, again, just like the Walton, I think it's a bit overpriced for what it is. Continuing, we have 30% off the Impaler LX. So this one is surprisingly in top 20 excluding HSW for track performance. That is very impressive from an old 4-door sedan, and that mainly comes from its great handling. Just a really nice one to drive with some decent customization as well. Moving along, we have 30% off the Eudora. So this one's in the muscle car class and of course is a below average performing car in the class. This thing is not meant for speed, it's meant more for cruising, and of course its styling, which I think is gorgeous. Just a really good looking car. Highly recommend this one for those of you who like cars from this era. And lastly, moving on to the Benny's website, we have 30% off the Nero. So this one's in a supercar class and is a mid-tier performing car in the class excluding HSW for most tracks. It's a great looking car and has some decent customization in its stock form. The super cool active aero spoiler as well, which you lose if you upgrade it to the Benny's custom variant. So in my opinion, I kind of prefer the regular Nero over the custom, even though it's a little slower. And surprisingly, it's really nice to drive as well, either of them. My favorite Bugatti base car in the game for sure is the regular Nero. Moving along to the gun van, we follow-up is available this weekend, 50% off the battle rifle. For double money, we have double money NRP on MOC missions, terabyte client jobs, Fooligan jobs from Dax, the adversary mode deadline, which is super fun, and lastly the FIB priority file this week, which is going to be the black box file, so double money on that. Also to mention, we have 2 times production speed on the Acid Lab, which is kind of like double money as it's kind of making it product twice as fast. And for those of you who have GTA Plus, it will be double money in combination with that, which you can see here on the bottom right. Plus, for those of you who do the resupply missions for the Acid Lab, even though it's better to buy them and do something else in game, but if you choose to do the missions to get those supplies, you're going to get double supplies for the Acid Lab as well. For the weekly challenge, if you complete 3 terabyte client jobs, you receive a 100k bonus. Continuing to the weekly vehicle robberies from Salvage Our Business, again, is only changing once per event week. We have the McTony robbery with the Champion, the Gangbanger robbery with the Zaruso, and the Podium robbery with the Ballistic Honjo, and none of these are claimable this week. And lastly, for the time trials, this week's normal time trial is Great Ocean Highway. I highly recommend a car with a high top speed or quick bike for this one. For the premium race, we have the Muscle Car Race Muscle In. Highly recommend the Dominator GT or Buffalo STX for this race. And if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using the HSW Vigero ZX/ZX Convertible or the HSW Buffalo EVX. And lastly, for current gen console and PC users, the HSW time trial is Textile City. As always, the HSW Hakuchi Drag were the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, I'm going to have to go with the Nero. Such a great looking car, and it has some decent customization, even in its regular non-custom form. It's super nice to drive and very quick with a decent handling as well. For about $1 million, I think this is a phenomenal deal for a Bugatti-based car where we have, these days in GTA Online, Honda Civic-based cars and random old sedans and trucks costing significantly more. This is a great deal for a nice Bugatti-based car. Anyways, guys, overall, this event week, I would say is definitely above average. I'm surprised Rockstar put so many activities on double money. The MLC missions, the Terabyte missions, the DAX missions, a fun adversary mode, and even the FIB priority file. And to top it off, double production speed on the Acid Lab, it's great. Definitely something Rockstar didn't have to do, but they still did it. Tons of discounts, the MLC, the Terabyte, the Brickhead 6x6, some great cars. You can tell Rockstar definitely put some thought and care into the bonus money and discounts this week. It wasn't just random. I know it's not double money on a large business or heist like we're used to, but this is probably one of the best event weeks I've seen without a popular business/heist being on bonus money. So, factoring in everything, I'm going to give this week a solid 9 out of 10. I know that's a very high score, but this is a very good event week with tons to do, I think, at least in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Thanks again for watching, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.